3D Sugar Skull Acrylic Nailer Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing a design that was requested so many times a year ago, but right in the area of time that I was just too busy to do Halloween requests anymore. It was past the point where I could take them. And so I didn't get it done for last year, but I am so excited to be able to share it with you this year, and it is a sugar skull. And this isn't going to be my only sugar skull of the year, so if you guys are sugar skull fanatics and Dia de los Muertos fans, then this should probably, hopefully, be something that you guys like. I'm going to be uploading another one very, very soon. The next Halloween video I do is also going to be sugar skull, but a little bit different, a little bit more feline. So I hope you guys like this one and that one. Like I said, a couple days, I'll put a link to it in the description box below when it's available, and a different sugar skull design I did that was on a little charm pendant thing. So check the description box for those, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future Halloween and non-Halloween designs as well. So, excuse me. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing an overlay with a very, very glittery silver acrylic. This is like my absolute favorite acrylic. I know every time that I use it, I always say that's one of my absolute favorites. It is just so pretty and it's so glitter packed. I just adore it. It's Winter Wonderland by Koopa, but I don't think they have it anymore, but it's gorgeous. So after I have that down the entire nail, I'm going to be encasing it with a layer of clear acrylic. This is really important if you have any kind of glitter or colored acrylic underneath, because they're not very strong for one thing, plus that clear acrylic is going to protect them once you start filing. So just make sure that you have that layer of clear over the top of the entire nail, and then you can go ahead and file it once the acrylic has fully set. So I'm going to start with a pretty coarse bit and just kind of shape the entire nail and make sure it's nice and long and elegant and thin and, you know, all that good stuff. And I'm using just a bullet shaped pretty coarse bit, like I said. And then after I have it, well, it looks pretty good, I'm going to switch to a much finer bit and just smooth out the surface texture just so that it's not, I mean, some of those coarser bits can leave kind of a roughness, a sandpaperiness, where the really fine bit, if you just run that over the top, it's going to smooth all that out and make it a lot more velvety. So now to start my skull, I'm going to begin with a circle of white acrylic, and I'm just going to set that right about apex area of the nail. This is a little tiny pointy stiletto or claw shape nail tip, so right in that widest portion. And then I'm going to take a dotting tool dipped in some white acrylic, and I'm going to use that to make my eye holes. And then using a silicone tool, I'll use that to create the nasal cavity. So very, very simple shapes here. Circles and then almost two seed shapes. That's all you need for that, for the eyes and the nasal cavity. And then I'm going to take another bead of white acrylic and then set that down underneath where you have your circle. This is going to be for the jawline and for his teeth. And then just kind of square that up. You don't want it to have a perfectly squared bottom. You want it to kind of come in at little angles on the bottom, just so kind of almost rounds at the bottom slightly. And then take a flat edged silicone tool and then create the little indents for where the teeth are. And take that all the way across, just like that. So there's your skull. This skull, actually, just like it is one of my absolute favorite things, and I would love it just plain, just to leave it, because it's so simple and it's so basic. But I love it. It's so, I don't know, it's like the cutest skull I've ever done in my life. After I made it, I walked around my house. I'm like, look at this skull. And different people, I showed my cat even. I'm like, I don't even want to paint this because it's so cool looking just as it is. So anyways, if you can get over that little excitement of your adorable little skull, go ahead and you can start decorating it for Dia de los Muertos. So I'm going to begin with a scalloped edging around the eye sockets, just like that, and then I'll fill in the nasal cavity. And I did fill in the eyes as well, so I'm going to do that right now. So just fill those in with black paint. It should be pretty easy just to kind of get paint on your brush and then squiggle your brush around on the inside of the eye sockets. Shouldn't take too much there, so just kind of fill those in like so. And then go back to your little thin brush and start adding the rest of the details. I'm going to separate the teeth with very, very thin black lines. If you need to, you can dilute your paint ever so slightly to make it easier to use and easier to make those thin little lines with. And then I'm going to be adding a flower on the forehead. I started out with the circle for the center of the flower. And then I'm going to be doing the 6 petals going around it. Each of my petals has a little dimple in the center of it, just like that. And then I'm going to be adding some swirls going around it. So because this is relatively small, you can't add as many details as a full-sized sugar skull would have. So you just kind of have to fill in where you can and add as many details as you can and as you feel like would fit without making it look too cluttered. So I'm also going to be adding some partial flowers on the side of the skull, just like that. So there's the other partial flower right there. Then just go ahead and kind of match them to the flower that's in the center of the forehead.
So these are just the little outlines, nothing too crazy. So then I grabbed a whole bunch of colors, and I'm going to start with pink, and I'm going to be filling in those little scallops around the eyes. So just a little tiny dot of pink in each of those little loops that you made. And then I'm just, like I said, I got out all the colors that I knew I wanted to use, and I opened them all up so they'd all be ready, and I could just grab whichever one I thought was the right thing. So then I'm going to be filling in the petals on the side flowers with blue, and then the petals in the center with a purple, a dark purple, really pretty purple. And then I'm going to be filling in the centers of my flowers with bright green. Purple, blue, and green that's like my favorite color combination ever, so I made sure I used that. And then I'm going to be applying a gel sealer over the background and over the inside of the eye sockets, and then a matte top coat over the rest of the sugar skull. Once you apply that gel sealer over that silver background, ooh, it is so cool, because it's, you can't really even see it here, but it's ever so slightly holographic, and the glitter just picks up light amazingly. So I hope you guys like this design and this nail. Like I said, I am going to be uploading another sugar skull probably tomorrow, so I hope you guys come back for that one. If you like these, you can check in the description box below if this is uploaded later, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.